think I got the Rona, y'all. If you recall, a few days ago, that couple came, staying in an RV, and then at the bonfire I found out the lady had COVID, and I was like, I really hope I don't get it. I think I got it. Well, the last 2 days I've had a sore throat, and I was like, it's the pollen, and it didn't get any better. And then today, or well, yesterday, we were out and about, and I was like, man, my back hurts so bad. Woke up this morning, cannot breathe. My throat still hurts. Congested, runny nose, back hurts, but now it's like my whole lower back, and my legs hurt so bad, and I'm hot. And we did our yoga, which I don't think I've ever come out of a yoga practice more upset than when I went in until now. Normally you feel good, you feel better that you did it, you feel better in your body, you feel more relaxed, and I'm so over it. We're in Warrior 1 of, again, I'm fighting for my life. I can't breathe, I'm sweating, and we're in Warrior 1, and he's like, we've been doing this pose for 3 weeks now, so you should really be able to get your leg to a 90-degree angle. That's how you get better, is by doing it. Okay, so I'm the only one that's been here for specifically 3 weeks, so it really felt like a call out. And then like we ended the practice with the crow pose. I've done a crow pose before when I would do YouTube yoga videos. First of all, like my body does not feel good today, like at all. It does not feel strong enough to do that. And then I was like pissed off, and he's like hardcore. He got off his mat to come into the middle of the circle and was like 1.5 feet away. Just like watching. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing this. And he was like, oh, good job, McKenna's doing it. And I'm like, McKenna did that casually like 4 nights ago, just in the middle of the living room for fun. Like, she can do this. I tried. I could have probably tried harder, but I also am like, I don't feel good and I'm pissed off. Like, please leave me alone. But I could like tell that he was like waiting for me to do it, because you can like lift one foot off and then the other one, and then the goal is to have both off, and then you're just on your hands. And I was like, I don't feel like falling on my face right now. I can't even breathe. I'm like, I need you to like get out of my face. I can't. After yoga, I was like, and like waiting for breakfast, I'm like, man, my legs really hurt. And I was like, maybe it's because I haven't been sleeping well, or like restless legs. That's the thing that I've dealt with. But I was like, it feels like kind of more than that. And then I was thinking about the last time that I had COVID, I was at work with a sore throat, and I was like, man, my legs really hurt. And the last time I remember my legs hurting like this was when I had COVID. But I don't know, I think it's fine. And then the next day I went to urgent care because my throat hurt so bad and I had COVID. And so now I'm like, oh, it's like, I feel like it has to be that. So that's annoying. We have the same breakfast every morning, and it's this mash. I already talked about it, but there's different fruits that go on top, and they have strawberries that are finally ripening. Also, it's raining like all morning, like thunderstorming, raining. And he said, oh, we don't have any strawberries. Someone should be picking them either at night or in the morning. But I just have so much going on. And I was talking to Sunshine and said, someone should go pick them, but I just have too much going on. I'm normally too busy in the morning. I have a lot going on. And then said, and you do too. So like, telling her, oh, we need strawberries, but you shouldn't be doing it. I'm just gonna broadly say that somebody should, rather than just being like, hey, Rhiannon or McKenna, can you pick strawberries? Like, and then he's like, but it's fine, like, it's raining. And then Sunshine went out and like put her raincoat and rain boots on to go pick strawberries, and he's like, oh, are you sure? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, well, You don't have to do that. And I'm like, this man is irking me. And then he like, when we were having breakfast, he's like, oh, Sunshine went out. She braved the rain to get these strawberries for you guys. And I'm like, because you made a fuss about it. That was a good part of the morning. Because then we went over the boards, because their friend Gaia is here, and then we picked up Amundi yesterday. And so we were going over the board. And on the first board, one of the sections is like all the words to try to embody all the time, but then you like pick one or two that you really want to focus on this week. And he was like, I'd like to add a word to it, and he wanted to add open. And I was like, ooh, since we're adding words, I suggested adding the word positive, because he is not, and it was specifically a call out to him. And then we went around to pick our words, and he picked positive, and I was like, perfect. But then he like talks about how yesterday he talked to his mom and found out that his mom and sister decided to put his dad in an assisted living facility, and he's really upset because the one thing his dad made him promise when he, as an adult, was that he would never put him in an assisted living facility, because the dad's mom was in an assisted living facility and did like, it was really bad, but he has really bad dementia. And he's like, yeah, like he's getting really bad and they just can't take care of him anymore, so they're putting him in an assisted living facility. So I'm really struggling with that because I made him that promise. I have empathy for that situation, because like I feel like that does really suck to be like breaking a promise that you made to your parent. Also, I feel like you could have gone home and like helped your mom take care of him if it mattered that much that he's like going into this facility, because she can't do it herself. But also, bad things happening in your life is not an excuse to treat people badly, especially people that you care about. I can understand sometimes getting like frustrated, and sometimes maybe you like snap or whatever. You should recognize that and then apologize, but also check yourself. I feel like that probably explains why like recently he's been like extra mean, but still I feel like is an explanation but shouldn't be an excuse. But anyway, then we got to the second board, which was, oh my god, I don't even remember all of the things that he said, because he said so much that was so obnoxiously rude, and it was so uncomfortable. So Gaia suggested, because he only does yoga Monday to Friday, he likes to have the weekends off to just do his own yoga by himself without having to teach other people. Gaia was like, since there's no yoga tomorrow, maybe it'd be fun to like have some playlist going of calm like yogic meditation music, and we can all just kind of flow on our own, just kind of like meditate, breathe, stretch, whatever. Like I feel like that'd be really, really fun since there's not like a legit class going. Then Sunshine said that she was thinking of offering up her style of yoga, which is a much less intense version than Nate's, and more breath work and kind of more chill things. She was thinking of leading that if anyone was interested. And Gaia was like, oh yeah, that sounds amazing, I would love to. And then Nate's like, well, when do you think you're gonna do that? And she was like, or he said, tomorrow's a long day, when do you think you're gonna do that? Which, what do you mean it's a long day? It's Saturday. Like literally what? I don't know what that means. And we like don't have plans. So I literally don't know what he meant by that. And she was like, probably like 8 o'clock, like the normal time. And he's like, I would be interested in participating in that. That sounds interesting to me, but I don't like having to follow a strict schedule on weekends. I don't want to have to follow a strict schedule every single day. Like, I like to have my weekends off, and I have so much to do that I can't guarantee that I'd get to be there for that. And I'm like, first of all, who invited you? Like, you literally just said that you like to do your own yoga by yourself on the weekends. Also, if you're also interested in her leading a class, why not let her lead some of the classes during the week? I don't remember what the context was, but she was like, well, when else, like, would it make sense to do it? Like, that's just a set time. Like, we have to have a time so that people know when to show up for it. And I think someone just came in. Dang it, they did come in. Hang on. Okay. You get this really good angle. Oh god, don't focus. The one time it focuses is this. I want them to hear me, but I also feel like I need to finish this section of my rant because I'm gonna forget. She was like, well, we can do it whenever, but like, we've been doing it at 8, why not just keep it at 8? And he said, good luck. Oh my god, it pissed me off so much. Why is he such a hater? Everyone else in the room was like, yeah, that sounds fun, like, sure. He's like, well, I want to do it, but I don't want to be there at 8. I don't have to follow a strict schedule. You wake up, all you talk about is how you wake up with the sun at 6:20 in the morning. What? It pissed me off so much. The other thing at breakfast, the whole week, we've been planting things. And at breakfast he goes, has any planting been done with the hugelkultur? We're like, yeah. And he's like, well, you guys have been saying that you've been planting and all that I see is the fig trees, so like, did you do it? And McKenna told me yesterday, that's my one task. I was given melon seeds to plant in the hugelkultur, and she said that it looked like he was like looking over there to try to see if I was working, but I had already finished it. He was like, all I see is the fig trees, and I went over there and I was pulling all this poison ivy and weeding and stuff, and I couldn't see where you guys planted anything. Where did you plant it? And we're like, everywhere. And Sunshine was like, there's seeds. Like, the trees are the only thing that were already like sprouted. We just put little sticks in the ground, but like everything else was seeds. You're not gonna see where they were planted immediately. He's like, well, I went over there and I was pulling everything, and I couldn't tell where you guys planted stuff to know to like move it, but also, how are you guys planting? Because there was all this weeding that needed to be done anyway. And we're like, the seeds are everywhere. He's like, well, maybe I should have gone over there before you guys started planting all this stuff, so that we could have gotten all these logs out and all the weeds. We talked about it for like 2 days before we started doing it, and then we've been doing it for like 3 days. And at no point during this entire time did he ever decide that he should go check over there. It wasn't until we were finally done with all the planting on the hugelkultur that he decided to go over there. And he was like so sassy about it. And Sunshine's like, we've been talking about it. He was like, yeah, like, because we planted like grass, but it wasn't grass, some form of wheat or whatever. We planted that and it started sprouting, and he's like, yeah, but I was looking for the food. We're like, we just did that 2 days. Like, you're not gonna know. They weren't sprouted. Like, oh my god, he was so annoying. But yeah, and then at the meeting, oh my, he was pissed me off so much, and like, you could tell Sunshine was so uncomfortable. She's like standing at the front of the room, and we're all just like present. I was sitting there, and I'm like, you know, I wish he wasn't here. And then we went to town, me, Sunshine, and McKenna went to town. And like, I'm unwell, and so I was just kind of like in the backseat, just like existing, but just hearing like McKenna and Sunshine talk and just like laugh, and I'm like, you know, I think I would be having so much better a time if he wasn't here. 98% of the negative feelings I have about this place or like things that have happened are because of him, and I feel like the little bit that isn't because of him wouldn't be an issue if he wasn't here. Because yeah, like I love working with Sunshine. I feel like sometimes she doesn't give the clearest instructions, but I also feel like if she was just kind of running the show, then that wouldn't be an issue this morning. Oh my god, it annoyed me. And then I'm like, I'm dying. Like my throat hurts, my body hurts, my like legs and my back. I can't breathe. I felt horrible. And he's like, so what are you doing today? I really want to not do anything. I want to curl up in a ball and just lay in the dark all day. But I know that that's not an option. I ended up getting to go to town. And when we came back, I just laid in the dark in my room. I tried to sleep. And I was only gonna lay in my room for like 10-20 minutes. And then I heard him come in and I was like, I don't want to be out there. So I was just waiting for him to leave, pretty much. And then he was inside for like an hour because they were eating lunch, and I was like, I'm not going out there. Like, I do not want to be around him. Which I honestly, just laying in the dark for a while did help with just feeling a little bit better. So then I went out and I picked some strawberries and then weeded and mulched a little bit. I don't know, like I literally can't handle him. And it makes me sad because I feel like this last like bit of my trip is like kind of being ruined because of him. Also, I'm like starting my period, cramping, migraines, hot, bed bugs, COVID, and this whole time he's just a bitch. I'm really struggling with what I'm gonna write in my review of this place, because I would love to be honest and just be like, honestly, everything's great except for him. But like, it wasn't like that when I first started. Like, he was passive aggressive, but like he wasn't just straight up aggressive. And like, it was once a week he might make a comment that was kind of annoying, but like, I just feel like he's gotten so bad this whole last week. And I feel bad for his like personal life situation, but like that's not an excuse. Sunshine, girl, kick this man out. Like, I'm pretty sure she